Hey everyone, Sheree here. Today I'm going to be creating a pocket page spread focusing on the Ginny journaling cards from the July Felicity Jane kit. So as you can see, there was lots of fun cards to choose from, but I've gone with these ones here. So there was one that said, "Oh happy day." Now, when I was doing a previous project, I actually got some ink smudged onto that corner. So what I decided to do was use a circle die. I just found one that would fit onto the card, and I've been able to cut that one out into a circle shape. So I'm thinking, because I like this blue, I'm going to actually stick that over the top of that number 7 to create my own card there, and I might add some stitching and a couple of embellishments there. So that's what I'm planning on for that one. These other ones are going to have a photo and some journaling on them, so I will show you what I'm going to do with those as we go along. I have actually printed out my journaling already, so what I did was got it to the size I wanted, printed it out onto just normal printer paper, then I've put my cardstock over the top with some washi tape and ran it through the printer again. So now I've got that lovely Felicity Jane cardstock for my journaling. I also grabbed one of the Capri story tags from the Capri kit because I really love these little tags. It's such a great size, and I wanted my journaling printed directly onto that. So I did the same thing, just printed out my journaling so I could work out what size I needed it, and then I stuck that one over the top and ran it through my printer. So I did it all in one go, and it's worked out perfectly, which I'm really happy about. So they are there ready to go. I just need to trim those larger ones down to use. I also have some other little bits and pieces here. I've got the June bits and pieces. I really love these little flowers here with the flower centers, and to go along with those I've got these little leaves cut out here, and I cut those from the June floral paper with all these little leaves on here. They're really cute. So I've got those already fussy cut, ready to use, and I've also cut out some of these labels from the labels paper from the Ginny kit this month. I love that it's got all the different colours there to choose from, and these ones that are right along the edge, I've cut those out to use on the top edge of the card, sort of like that. And to cut out these little corner pieces perfectly, if you use just a single hole punch, you can get that really nice corner every time, and it just works out perfectly. So that's a little tip there. So I've got those labels ready to go as well. I've got my photos printed here. I've got 3 photos at the 3x4 size, and then I've got a smaller one which I'm thinking of adding to this card here somehow. I'm thinking like that. I may even put it onto another card and cut this piece out to use. I haven't decided yet, but we'll see how we go with that. I will be adding some stitching to these, and I'm thinking for this one here that I might see if I can find cottons to match all of these colours, and I might add a little French knot into the centre of each of those little scallops. I thought that'd be a little bit of fun texture to add to that card, so we'll see how we go with that. I think I'm going to stitch around the circle on that one too, and I do have a few other things here that I've got to use. I've got the Ginny stamp set. There's a couple of words I'd like to use from that. I do have the Gabby fringe, or the cardstock fringe. I really love this pink colour, and it goes perfectly with the pinks in the Ginny kit, so I've got that there. I've also got puffy stickers from the Shay kit and the Tory kit as well for these words here. So that's what I've chosen. I am ready to make a start and show you how I'm going to put these all together, so I will pop you on fast forward and get right into it. Alright, so to start off with, I'm doing a little bit of hand stitching. So I'm piercing holes in the centre of each of the scallops, and that'll be for my French knots, and then I'm going to stitch around the edge of the Oh Happy Day circle. So I'm piercing holes in both of those, and now you can see here I'm just adding the French knots to my scallops just to add that lovely texture there, and I'm also just going to stitch around the edge of the Oh Happy Day circle with some pink embroidery thread as well. So they are now done, and I'm really happy with how they've turned out. Now I'm going to just add a piece of vellum to the bottom half of this red journaling card. I'm going to stitch around the edge with the sewing machine to make a little pocket, and I'll add stitching to those other pieces as well. Alright, so I can start putting these things together now. So I've got my Oh Happy Day circle going on the top of that number 7 card. I didn't need the number 7 for anything, and I really love how that looks against the pretty blue background. And to finish this card off, I'm going to add one of these chipboard flowers from the June Bits and Pieces pack. So I've got the red flower with a yellow center, just adding double-sided tape to the back of that, and that's going at the very top of the circle. And to finish that off, I'm going to add 2 of those little fussy cut leaves that I cut from the June floral paper. So I just need one more to go on the other side now. Just tuck that under the edge of that flower, and then this card is complete. Doesn't need anything else on there, so I'll put that one aside. And now I'm going to work on this pocket card. So I've got my Capri story tag with the journaling printed on it tucked inside. And to decorate the front, I've got one of those fussy cut labels from the Ginny labels paper, and I decided I wanted to add a row of stitching across the bottom of the label before I adhere it on the front. So I did that with my sewing machine. Now I'm just centering that on the front of that vellum pocket, and I'm going to add this Notes puffy word from the Tory puffy stickers, and I'm going to add another one of those chipboard flowers on the side there. So I've chosen a pink one. I need to add the little yellow center in the middle there, and now I can go ahead and stick that one on with some double-sided tape. It's a little bit fiddly getting these bits of double-sided tape on, but you know, we need to stick it on somehow, so I find that's what works the best. Alright, so that one is done. I'm happy with that. The pink journaling card, all I had to do was add my journaling to that, and I've just added a bit of stitching at the top and bottom, so that one's just put aside because that's finished as well. And now moving on to this Scallops card with the little French knots on it. So I'm just going to adhere that to the bottom of this white piece of cardstock. I've cut it to 3 by 4 inches, and I did add some machine stitching around the edge to create a little border. And I'm now going to add my small photo, which fits just inside the stitching, that stitch border there. So I am going to add one of those fussy cut labels to the top edge. I haven't decided which color yet. I've just put the blue one there, but I'm thinking I might change it to pink. And I'm just going to put that aside for now because I do want to do a little bit of stamping on that label. So moving on to the yellow journaling card, I've got my printed journaling. I've stitched around the edge of that, and I'm just adding a piece of that cardstock fringe under the bottom edge, just to add a little bit of interest there and a little touch of pink. So I'm adhering that one onto that yellow card. I love the mix of the pink and the yellow, and now I'm adding a touch of red with another one of those chipboard flowers. So you can see I did add some leaves to that as well. So moving on to the stamping now, and I've got the Ginny stamp set. I've got the word yes with the exclamation mark. Just stamp that onto one of those blue fussy cut labels, and then I'm going to grab that other pink one, and I'm going to stamp the word love onto that one. So really versatile stamp set, this one. And I really love the font as well. Really fun. So they stamped up beautifully. I can attach those to my photo. So one's going onto the photo of my breakfast, which was delicious. And I've got the love one going onto our family photo. And I'm also going to add a couple of puffy word stickers from the Sheree puffy word sticker sheet there. So I've got the word smile going onto the photo of my mum and myself, and the word us going under that love word. For this other photo, I thought it needed something, so I've got one of those new MIDI clips in the peony, really pretty colour, and I did find this little banner piece out of the die cuts pack as well, so I'm just tucking that under the clip there, and I love that it's adding a little bit of pink and yellow to that photo. Just finishing off with a couple of staples at the top of each of those labels, and then adding a little puffy heart, an epoxy heart to 3 little areas here. So one at the top of that love label, next to the smile puffy word sticker, and next to that yes word as well. So these cards are now done. I'll give you a closer look at the little details so you can see the stitching there and the chipboard flowers. There's that little vellum pocket with the flower and that puffy notes word. Happy with that. Then you'll be able to see the French knots on my little scallops there, and that label at the top of the photo, and the last one here with the puffy sticker on the photo and that cardstock fringe at the bottom of the journaling there. Really happy with that as well. So they can now go into my pocket page album. And I hope I've given you some ideas that you might like to try on your next pocket page. Please let me know if you've got any questions. Just pop it down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And I'll leave a link to Felicity Jane down below for you as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you again soon with another project.